So literally right now, just before we came on, one of them said, oh my God, I've given this supplement to this client and they've had a reaction. What do I do? Immediately, everybody's in there and it's good advice. It's honest advice. It's all be honest, apologize, work through it, refund the money for the supplement. And it's this honest support and help that is just worth so much. And that's what we need, is that community and that.
Because it's your safe place. If you don't have that safe place that you can actually honestly just go and say, yeah, like sometimes it's like, yeah, I stuffed up. So what's your advice? We need to do more and more of that. Like we've got to unite. We've got to support each other. And the main thing about that support is really allowing people to be honest.
Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists, coaches, and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to the needs of you, the practicing natural therapist. We have interviews during the holiday season and business and mindset support each week, so you'll get the variety you need to enjoy and stay motivated in your practice. Don't forget to subscribe to receive the weekly episodes. And if you want to connect with me, always check the show notes, because that's where you'll find the links to book appointments and, of course, to join the Academy, the membership group, where there's constant connection and community with like-minded practitioners. Now, let's get started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite Size Podcast. How the devil are you? So super, super exciting. Here we are over the summer. We have got Annie Gibbins, who is amazing. I am so, so happy to have met Annie, and I like to think of her as a friend. She might not think of me as a friend because, you know, I'm a bit dodge, right? But she's an amazing and incredible person. And she's bringing with her 25 plus years of executive leadership. And she is currently the CEO of ATMS. So that's where I met her, because I'm on the board of ATMS as well. And as you all know, the summer series, we always have a guest. And normally I chop and change my guests, so I have all different people. But Annie is almost like a gift, because she's going to be able to cover tons and tons of what we've been looking at this year, which is growing our business and growing our practices and being there, taking that step forward, whether we're new to the business or whether we're coming back into business or whatever it is. All right. And I know that we're in your ears right now. You're doing the dishes or driving the car or whatever it is you're doing. So we're going to jump straight into it and get to know Annie and learn a few precious morsels from Annie while she's with us. So Annie, thank you so, so much for joining us on the podcast. I'm so thrilled to have you here. I wanted to ask you about, you're amazing. You're a CEO. You're one of the most vibrant people I have ever met. I don't know where you get your energy from. So give us some of that. How did you get there? Tell us about how you got to where you are now and give us some of those insights and lessons from the CEO suite.
Oh, well, thank you, my friend. Definitely a friend, not just a board director. And thank you also for having me on your series. I mean, I feel pretty special. And like the whole story, because obviously with 25 years of business experience, I'm obviously rather old. So I'm 57 now, and I have seriously had the road less traveled. Like if you can imagine, people who know me, they go, Annie, if you can do it, like seriously, you actually give hope that anything is possible. And I absolutely love that, because the backstory is that I married my childhood sweetheart at 20. I was supposed to be a pharmacist because I grew up, my dad was a pharmacist, and my entire childhood was, you're going to be a pharmacist. And then he had 3 armed robberies when I was doing my high school certificate. And I'm like, shivers, I love my dad, but I'm going to get shot and killed being a pharmacist. This was back in the 80s, where you had a lot of drugs hanging around in the back of the pharmacy. So I just switched it to nursing, and not that I ever thought of anything, but I thought I better go medical. You don't have a very high brain cells at that stage of your life. But anyway, so I became a registered nurse and then married my childhood sweetheart. And then I had this dream though, Geraldine. My entire childhood, I went, I want to be a manager. I feel like I've got good leadership skills. I've got good manager skills. Like, how does a kid know this? But anyway, I just love bossing people around probably, Geraldine. And then so I just had this thing of I want to create things. I just love building and I love organizing and stuff. So anyway, I was then in a bit of a dilemma, Geraldine, because I was then married at 20 and I became a registered nurse. Wasn't too sure. I became a very good registered nurse. But then suddenly at 23, I had twins. And at 25, I had a second set of twins. So I suddenly was the girl in the neighborhood who was a young mum with 4 kids under 26 months.
Wow.
Told everyone she wanted to be a big business leader, and everyone laughed at me and went, the only thing you're going to be leading is that household of kiddies. And then I just do the ship on the weekends because we had no money. We were just like a bit of a funny, it was just hilarious really when I look back. But anyway, you do it. And I tell you what, I did run that house like a little army. Seriously, you had to. But it also taught me amazing skills, as does nursing. It helps you triage things. And there's been things in my career that I've taken along with me. And I go, you know what, when you become a registered nurse, everything is just what is the priorities and how you get, and systems thinking and management. So whether we like that from a natural health space, it really does give you great foundations. And it did actually help me as a mum. So long story short, I ended up becoming a head teacher of nursing, and all the other ladies weren't that thrilled because the seniority rule was very strong and I just seemed to zip up the ranks. I then ended up getting a job with the orthopedic surgeons, became a national manager there. And I just suddenly, it gave me one of those aha moments of, I'm a manager. I always knew it. Even though I'd been running this nursing school with like a $4 million budget and 24 staff, I suddenly I had a little revelation while I was over with the orthopods. And then we had a change of CEO. I then had a big brave moment. All these things will come out in our summer series. When you have those big brave moments and go, oh, we got the new CEO. And I'm like, well, how did he get the job? I had maybe I could be a CEO. Because everyone laughed at me because they all kept telling me every time I had a little thing that was the best I was ever going to get. Limited belief, I will classify that as. But Annie always had this crazy, it was so funny. I went, well, I had this luxury of treating stepping stones as a game. I went and said, well, let's just see how funny it's going to be. And I just kept getting stuff. So it wasn't easy though. I did 3 degrees around all of this and then ended up working as a CEO there. And then I've done charities and became an entrepreneur and started my own business. And 16 years later or something, here I am, a Grand Stevie Award winning business leader, global coach, and also CEO of ATMS. And I just go, wow, pinch me. I'm now in this sweet spot where I get to do all these really cool things. But it's been the stepping stones and it's been the moments of, Geraldine, when you have those moments, you go, well, everyone else is saying no, or it's pretty funny, what's the likelihood? Probably pretty limited. And then you go, well, what if? So I'm a queen of what if moments. What if I had to try 100 times and then I got one? Well, that's better than if I didn't try. What if everyone's wrong? Who decided they were the ones to set the rules? What if I don't get it this time, but I learn a lot and find out what I would need in the future? So my whole career journey around my tribe of kiddies and now 2 granddaughters has been full of hard work, obsessional focus, and a crazy sense of humor, one gorgeous, supportive, tolerant husband, and a whole lot of what if moments.
Amazing, because your passion comes through with everything you say. And you said these are your stepping stones. And each time you've gone, what if, I can do this, I can take that step. And that is one of the big things with starting out in practice is taking that step. And I've noticed over the years that I've been mentoring, as you will have with your coaching and mentoring of not practitioners as such, but world leaders, I've got to say, you were telling me while we were away from the mic about someone she's just launched her book and she's doing amazing things in the UK. And these things, it's that first step. It's that first step to go, I can not only see these clients, I can see more clients. I can streamline. Because the other thing that you talked about was being organized, going, yeah, this is going to happen and this is going to happen and this is going to happen. And that's what nursing teaches us.
Yes.
Is the system that things have to go through. And we learn those systems from other people. We're around people who have more experience than us all the time. And we're around people with no experience that we're teaching. Whereas when we're natural therapists, we're often by ourselves. Or we're in a small group practice, which is great, but we're still by ourselves in that room. You're always by yourself. You've never got anyone else in there. The last time you had someone in your room with you was when you were in college and you had the P2 in there with you. So taking that first step, because the big thing is, oh, when I finish this, I'll be able to do the thing. I just need to finish this, like this web page or this intake form or this thing, and then I can take the step. But what you've explained and what you've saying is you're going, hey, I can just try this. I can take this step and see how I go. I can have a good laugh while I do it because there's reflection there, isn't there? You're reflecting on, was this the right step? And you're ready for that reflection. You're ready to look into yourself and go, was this the right step? I've got the support of my husband. I don't have the support of anybody else because most of us don't. Most of our husbands don't even understand what we're doing because they're in a full-time job doing the thing.
That's right.
No,
And I've got a gorgeous hubby, absolutely beautiful, married 37 years. Can't praise him enough. But I did have like a couple of moments that were really cutting and foundational for me. That it was when he sat down on the couch one day when I'm having one of my, I just felt like I was worth more. I felt like I was born to be this person and I've just got kids and I'm a good mom and I've done all these things, but I just thought there were more. We've all had these moments.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he goes, babe, you're absolutely amazing. But I think it's enough. You've done enough. Who are you trying to impress? And like, I went, wow. Like, he's just like my soulmate. Like, we've just done life since I went to my school formal, like that kind of like, we've done life together. And I went, wow, he doesn't believe that I should do. So I got disappointed in other people and I went through that journey. But I then had one of those moments and went, I've got to do it for me.
Yep.
And is that enough? And that's huge. That taught me a massive thing of success principles. And that's what I specialize now of how do people become successful. And it's when you keep showing up when no one's watching. It's when you step into that moment and then go, I'm not doing it for anyone else. I'm not doing it according to their rules or their stepping stones. And I don't even need their support, but I'm going to show up anyway. It's like the athlete who just goes out according to their schedule. If it's raining, if it's hailing. And that's what it's like in business, right? It's when you actually go, I'm going to do it anyway. And when I got that one, the next step that he didn't think I'd get, I then just went, any comment? He goes, sweetheart, I'm never commenting again. He goes, we'll never doubt what you can do. And I go, yeah. I go, because that just nearly broke me. And that's where a lot of people will get frozen because they'll go, there'll be that one person who does matter. And then you go, oh, well, I won't take that step. So for your prackies, it is a lonely space. And I watched this even growing up with a dad as a pharmacist. You're a guy in a room, really, like, one little shop. Yeah. We've all got shops and it's very lonely. But even when I was consulting and doing Women's Biz Global, like by myself, a lot of roles are you're by yourself. So there's a few tips in there. One, you got to get yourself a team of collaborators, just partners. Like, so in business, you might go to a business group or something. HMS, we've now got a biz club. It's finding people so that you're not alone because they're going through all these decisions and choices at different times as well. The other big thing is don't measure yourself on where they're at. You've got to look around and go, what are all the steps and how are other people doing it? And be a sponge, be a super sponge. I'm like the queen of sponge. I just go, I look and learn. I'm scanning the room. But then what I do then is I don't do anything that I've then observed, I've put into my sponge. I then go and take that moment to go, what's that going to look like for me? What is brand Annie? And I'm a power pack. I never stop. I'm like that I should be on Eveready battery ads.
You should be the little bunny rabbit.
I don't run out of energy. I don't know why. I'm just born this way. I must be on the high, almost bipolar level. But just contained. But it's a bit of a superpower. But for whatever reason, I was born to be this person and all your prackies are born to be their person. And so it's not copying, not because they're all at those different stages. Like if I remember back, now I've given you a quick little overview of my journey. When I'll get people to come to coach and go, I want to be like you. You've got a TV show, you've got podcasts, you're a multi-best-selling author. And I go, you're not going to be me. Like it's flattering, it's lovely, but no, my job is to help you be you, to find out who you are. To actually go, what's your recipe? Because once you do that and you start unpacking that, then when you're at your office or in your practice and everything's quiet and you're learning, you get more confidence. The factor that's often missing is confidence. Imposter syndrome, overwhelmed, don't know what the steps are. And it's just this lack of confidence, which can be paralyzing. And you sit there thinking everyone else has got their shit together. and I don't. And when are they going to find out, right? And whereas none of us have our shit together, like just a little memo for all of your beautiful listeners. Like I'm 57 now and do all these things, but I still have hilarious time. Often I go, I got no idea. Like I'm just rebranding and becoming the naked leader on this new brand of mine. And I'm like little bits, they might have changed. I'm always learning, and that's okay. It's a bit of Richard Branson, fake it till you make it, but I'm not into faking it. I actually I like the principle, but I'm not into faking it because my whole brand is on authenticity. But what I am in saying is you lean in and you step in, and then you go, well, what does it require? And unless you're doing emergency surgery, you have time. It's fantastic. Like when I went for my first CEO role and I got it, I'm like, shit, I spent the first 3 months going, oh my God, what if they find out I don't know? Well, I phoned a friend who'd done the P&Ls, and I'd phoned this person and went, how do I run my first board meeting? And I went to Google and I learned. And you go, you know what? All you got to do is stay a step ahead and be open to the learning journey and customizing it to you. You know, I've got so many people who you just go, they're trying to be someone else, and they will always be limited because they're looking, if you're looking sideways, you can't power forward, particularly to people who are looking backwards going, oh, well, what are they doing? I mean, you're going to have a train crash, aren't you? But it's about stepping forward, micro steps, the 1% a day, and being focused and doing it for you. And another thing we can talk about over this series is knowing what you're chasing.
Yeah.
Don't know what that looks like. Like if I look at 19, 20-year-old Annie who went, oh my goodness, I was supposed to be a pharmacist. Now my parents are disappointed. I accidentally got into nursing instead. They thought I'd failed my HSC. It was all a very big emotional time. And then I'm like, what do I do now? And then got married, and then I had all these dreams. Well, all I had, my kids laughed. I had this, once I had my kids, I wrote this on one Post-it note. It was little affirmations, like one Post-it note. I wrote, I have high-level managerial skills. I mean, what a thing to write. And then I'm like, what am I frustrated about? I feel like I have high-level managerial skills. And I wrote this on a Post-it note. I stuck it on my fridge. It was there for like 15 years. Dare anyone touch it? And even as the kids got older, they went, Mum thinks she's got high-level managerial skills. And I'm like, I do, right? I manage all of you guys. Like, I'm like queen with my Tarago running you guys around. And then I was running my nursing school and this and that, whatever. And then but my point is, you got to know who you think you are, clarity around that. That's a massive thing because we're so busy, we forget to take stock of that. So that's one thing. Then also knowing what I'm wanting. So as I shared at the beginning, I wanted to be this person who was in a position of not necessarily power. What I wanted was, well, my number one value is freedom. So I wanted freedom to unapologetically live my life.
Yep.
And the life that I was born to be, and had the opportunity to influence. So I knew I wanted freedom and influence things that were important to me, that I could have that position to make better. Now, did I know what the actual steps were? No. I had to do 3 degrees and all this bell curve. Like seriously, if I was male and 18, I probably would have just done an MBA. But I didn't. I had the road less traveled. And because of that, I've learned a lot and done all these different things. Amazing. Definitely harder, but that's okay. I've unpacked that, you can see, with my therapist. But if you are going towards the goal, it's like a plane. I might have had to have gone from nursing to education manager to then CEO of a charity to then learn how to be an entrepreneur and all this sort of thing. But at the end of the day, I ended up at the destination. So many of your prackies don't know, one, who they are and what their skill set is, and 2, what is their destination? What will it look like and what will it feel like, even if you don't know what that business actually is called or look like?
You know what? What I'm really gaining from some of this is we need to go into values, visibility, and voice on our next podcast. Everyone's going to have to wait for a bit more of that. One thing that's really, and I keep saying is, and you've just said it in there, is everybody is only one step ahead of everybody else.
Yes.
They're only one step ahead of you, and you can be there, and you have skills that you didn't know you had. Your skills were in raising 2 sets of twins. And that's a lot of motivation. My girlfriend had twins and it was hilarious. So I had my boy and my daughter was the same age as her older one. And then she had twins. So she had 3, I had 2. But we had this Emil Younger with 2 baby bassinets and 2 sit-up pieces. You probably had it.
Yep.
And my son would push on one side, I would push on the other, and she'd walk along with the dog because I refused to pick up the dog poop, right? And so we'd go for our walks. My son and I would push this Emma Younger with the twins, and my daughter and her daughter, very similar, blonde hair, blue eye, could be, at first glance, you'd think they were sisters, if not twins. Hang around a bit longer, you'd realize they were completely different. But in that first glance, so people used to walk past us and they'd give us this big face of, oh no, you poor thing. How do you cope? And I'd lap it up. I'd nod and I'd go, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tough for me. I've got 5, apparently. But she's back there with the dog collecting poop. And so I was literally one step ahead of her because I was pushing the pram. But that is so prevalent in our business. We see on social media, everyone's doing amazing. Everyone's doing incredible. And then in a Facebook group under an anonymous person, they'd say anonymous member, and they'll go, I've got nobody coming to see me. I'm posting all the time. And so we have to realize that people are coming to see us for who we are. We go and get mentoring. So, I mean, I mentor, I clinically mentor.
Everyone should have a mentor.
The biz group, we've got these people, you're out there, I'm out there. There are other people out there who can mentor and support. And I have those community groups. And there's nothing better than being in a community group to really see and feel what is going on with your colleagues, with other people who are in solo practice. So literally right now, just before we came on, because my group has a messenger chat. So my clinical group has a messenger chat. And in that, literally just before we came on, one of them said, oh my God, I've given this supplement to this client and they've had a reaction. What do I do? Immediately, everybody's in there and it's good advice. It's honest advice. It's not the nasty stuff you get on Facebook and, oh, you're rubbish. None of that. It's all be honest, apologize, work through it, refund the money for the supplement. And it's this honest support and help that is just worth so much. And that's what we need. That's what we need is that community and that.
Because it's your safe place. If you don't have that safe place that you can actually honestly just go and say, yeah, like sometimes it's like, I stuffed up. So what's your advice? Or this hasn't happened before. I'm freaking out. Like, what does that mean? Are they going to sue me? Are they this or that? Whatever. You just need a sounding board. And so we need to do more and more of that. And particularly women. Women have had a very different track record of just like seriously attacking each other. And it's probably been because we're fighting for these limited roles. But those times have gone. Like we've got to unite. We've got to support each other. And the main thing about that support is really allowing people to be honest. And that's right. If you're doing all this work and you're hearing crickets, it's all right to go and say, guys, it's just not working. Are you happy to jump onto my social? Can you see anything that I might be able to tweak? Your feedback is welcome rather than be thinking, oh, I won't tell them because they'll all go, oh, you just got to try harder. It's not a lack of trying. Let me tell you, as someone who's coached people all around the world, trying is not the problem.
Yeah, trying is definitely.
Just knowing you might be trying too much, but you haven't tweaked it. Sometimes it's like a recipe, right? Sometimes it's just, we'll change the wording or you just too broad. Someone doesn't know what that message is. Or they don't know that you're speaking directly to them. There's little subtle things and there's millions and millions of dollars of research into all of this. Or just sometimes it's a color, it's a phrase, it's a something or other. And you go, don't keep doing the same thing, but really ask for that feedback. So if you don't have a whole truckload of clients yet, your best feedback is those that you've served, right? I'm big on that. So ask them. If you say, what do you think? How can I do that better after they've finished their time with you? And they'll go, oh, well, no, thank you for asking this and this and this. But if you don't have that, well, who's going to be the best others? Those people who love and support you.
Yeah.
Your groups.
Absolutely. Now, we're going to wrap up today simply because we're doing a series and we could actually keep talking. We could talk for hours. And I know that those of you who are doing the dishes at the start have finished the dishes now. You've even dried up and wiped the bench. The car is parked and all of the other things. So next time we're going to talk about those magnetic brand and that visibility. I think this segues really nicely into what we were talking about. For those of you who listened to the last one of me just talking, remember there is the download there to go back and reflect on what you're producing at the moment, on what's been good in your business, sharing wise and selling wise. Okay, so just make sure you go back and get that download. But Annie, thank you so much for coming on today. It's been absolutely brilliant having you. And everyone I know is looking forward to finding out about magnetic branding, which is what we're going to do.
Such a great topic. Can't wait to explore it with you. See you soon, everybody.
Thanks very much. And guys, don't forget, do the usual thing. Head down to the bottom, scroll down, click those 5 stars. We only want 5 stars. And if you're not liking it, email me and tell me why. But I think you've made it all the way to the end, so you definitely liked it. So make sure that you pop down and give us a review. And I look forward to catching up with you all on the next cast. See ya.
Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.